Hey, Gavox here. So today I have a fairly, I feel like, obvious video. Why Mutt needs daily content. I do kind of want to hear the opposing point of view from what I go through. Why? I think most importantly, I saw this Reddit's talking about it. Kind of an explanation from EA. Why is it so hard to put out daily content now? Do you have a skeleton crew on 19 left? Is this going to be a repeat of 18? Because we all demanded at the end of 18, asked for. Slash demanded, I guess, because we're very, very passionate about the game, and that's a good thing, right? That we have that passion for the game, that we want more content out of your game, that we want to engage with it. It's better than that than just to be like, whatever, I'll just move on to another game. But anyways, we saw and we asked for it at the end of 18, and they never ended up really delivering. We got some pretty good content like fat packs later, but there's nothing really like daily about it like there has been in past Mutts, hashtag Mutt season. Came more of a meme last year, and it feels like once they got back from this Christmas break, we haven't really gotten back to that daily content schedule. So I put up a little bit of a schedule here. They dropped Team of the Year on us on Monday, which was absolute heat. I love Team of the Year. Great job. Solos are very rewarding. High-end cards, some decent cards, some great for theme teams, cards across the board. But then you didn't follow it up with anything, right? You kind of left us on a cold streak after your heater. They're just kind of like, and the world's kind of like a what have you done for me lately type of world. So to not keep us coming back on a daily, to keep engaged with more stuff. Like, we remember when we used to have heavyweight veterans, flashbacks, then we had playoff cards last week to replace Team of the Week. We didn't get that this week. We don't have Rising Stars anymore. Football Outsiders only come once a month versus once a week like in past years. So it's unfortunate. We're kind of looking like at a weekly schedule. We got playoff limiteds, legends, and then maybe a promo once a week, once every couple weeks to kind of hold us over for the content. And being a person that's super into Madden Ultimate Team, when I wake up in the morning, I look forward to seeing what's new in game. I mean, you call me a loser, call me whatever you want, but that's kind of like what I wake up and I'm like, oh shoot, first thing I check is that. And when nothing comes, it's kind of like, all right, sure, what do I do? I mean, you tell us to log in daily to do our daily rewards, that you incentivize us to do that. But after that, it's like, okay, what do I do in this game besides for kick a couple field goals? You could say head to head and whatnot. And here's the thing. So Guru got a lot of heat. He said our solo battles are weekend league content. He asked the question. Now everybody's memeing about it. While he's right, I guess it was more of a question, not a statement, but solo battles and weekend league is technically content, right? But it's been there the whole year, so it's something we've kind of gotten used to. It's just kind of part of the base game now. So when we play the solo battles in the weekend league, we play it in order to add to our team, right? In order to get cards to upgrade our team, get those rewards to add to our team, to add to our theme team, high-end team, whatnot. So the content that we're kind of looking for are new cards, because Mud is kind of like an iterative game. We want to keep adding to it. So every morning we wake up, we see, oh, is there a chance a new Steeler got added to the game so I can add to my Steelers theme team? Is there a chance that a new high-end Team of the Week card came out, high-end playoff card came up? Maybe I can add them to my roster to improve. Maybe a new limited time card that's going to be on the block. So that's kind of what we're looking for in the daily stuff, daily content to wake up. So when we are doing those solo battles, we can kind of add to our team off the new content. But here's the thing. When we hit level 70, like an MMO, because this is like a live service, an evolution of the MMO in my opinion, the endgame content in MUT right now, like you look at something like World of Warcraft, and their endgame content is like raids and whatnot. Madden doesn't really have that endgame content, does it? It has solo battles, which we've been doing since level 0. We've got solos, but those were done in an hour and a half. But there isn't really like, once you're at level 70, what do? You just keep doing the same thing week over week, which is basically gearing up your team like in World of Warcraft, gearing up your character, adding new cards to your team. So there isn't really like that incentive to do, or there's nothing there to do once you've already geared up your team. So the incentive is the new gear, is the new cards, to keep adding to your team, to keep tinkering it, to keep playing with it. That's kind of like the whole point of MUT. So not having that daily content takes that whole point away. You kind of separate. So some would say maybe, I guess one of the counter arguments would be maybe MUT gets too complicated at times. But I think people actually like that hardcore experience. People like a game that's challenging, the Dark Souls style, that the absolute, you need to dedicate your life to this. This is your game. Maybe that's too far, but MUT is not for the casuals, and I'm totally fine with that. I know other people, maybe EA wants to make it more casual, bring in more people, but I don't think that's the move forward for MUT. Maybe for Madden, I think Draft Champs do casual mode. But getting back to the point, back to content and hardcore, people even go like on farm accounts to get more MUT, to get more content for their theme. So it's just unfortunate. Like, so like what kind of content can they give us? There's cards, sets. Like, why hasn't our like coin set or Wheel of Coins set reset since the very first portion of the year? So like, or we can get new solos. Like, solos need to be like not just 2 solos a day. That I don't think is content. That's like, okay, 5 minutes in the game, then you're out, right? That's not exactly like engaging content. Like, so a solo sequence, great content. Events like head-to-head events, like we had, what was it, 16 was last time, or 17 was last time we saw those? I don't recall. I think it was 17. That squad session was great. Solo blitzes are very good too. So hopefully we get something like that, and not just like we get a promo once a week, we get playoff limiteds or limiteds on Thursday, legends on Saturday, and then kind of like the rest of the days we're logging in to get our bonus, then we go play Red Dead Redemption or something else. Like, we want to engage with your game. Please give us a reason to engage with your game, some content, because that is, I think, the most fun your game is when you give us content, new stuff to chase. I mean, I think a lot of this game is the chase to level 70, the chase to like top 100 solo battles, the chase to get our card that we want for our theme team or our team in general. So yeah, I think the issue, and also with like Team of the Year, like it feels like they're taking notes from FUT, but like I've heard a lot of people that maybe come from FUT, maybe this is selection bias, but when they come and see what MUT has to offer, it's like, wow, MUT is such a better game than FUT. Like, MUT is much more engaging, more things to do, easier to get like a no money spent squad all the way up. So like it's disheartening to see that they're taking notes from FUT and releasing 6 Team of the Year players every other day. Just like FUT. Like, you guys should be the trendsetters, don't be the followers, because you guys have the better game. Keep continuing on that. Keep separating yourself from the pack. Yeah, sure, soccer sells better because it's a more worldwide audience, but don't like take that and say, okay, just because they sell more means they're better. I think one of my final points here is going to be like, MUT itself this year has been so great because of that daily content. Because they've given us something to do on the daily. It's basically, in my opinion, saved the game of Madden for me and its enjoyment. Like, the gameplay itself, we all know it's got a lot of flaws. Crossers, you can't cover them with the zone. There's just like high points for whatever. Your guys just sometimes dumb out in zone coverage, don't want to do anything. O-line can't recognize the block. So on and so forth. Nerfing contains made Vic more powerful. I'm not going to keep going. But MUT and its content and its chase and the building and the tweaking of the team, the experimentation of your roster, then kind of like playing a few games, that is what's kept us. So when you don't keep us those days in between content, that's when we kind of like, all right, look for other things. We realized how much that we how much of the world's out there, right? I mean, it's like an abusive relationship. Oh wait, there's other things to do. I wouldn't go that far. I still have a ton of fun playing MUT and kind of doing exactly what I said, chasing that stuff. So while circling back to Guru's comment, solo battles and weekend league are technically content. The content that we want is like in addition to that. Like, I get it, Team of the Year was huge, but please just give us something on a daily. It only needs to be 2 to 3 cards, flashback, heavyweight, veteran, some new sets to take those tokens into them, to try and chase that new content, to gamble in the packs for new cards. So that's kind of what I want. That's kind of my point, why we need more things on a daily basis. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I think I covered most of what I wanted to hit. I might have missed a point or two. Trying to look back over. But yeah, thanks for watching. Call to action. And hopefully the MUT team can tell us why aren't we getting more daily content, whether it's a skeleton crew on 19, if they've all moved to 20. Please communicate with us. Or one final point, if it is going to go back to this weekly stuff, let us know. Just communicate. We want to know. You have an aversion to saying things too far ahead of time for your quarterly basis stuff for like the shareholders and whatnot. But please let us know, like, at least on a week-to-week basis, or at least going forward. Are you going to give us that only weekly content? Then we know what to expect, because we've come to expect daily content. Just please fulfill our needs and communicate with us. Appreciate it. Whoever on the MUT team is able to watch and communicate, thank you. And I will talk to you guys later.